Hey guys, so we are going to work on protein translation. So go ahead and read this so it makes sense to you. Essentially, we have something called RNA, which is this long string. We convert that into codons. So, yep, and then translate it into protein. So we start with this. We end up splitting it up into that, and then we'll return proteins. So for example, if AUG is given, we'll return that. If UUU is given, we'll return that. And if that is provided, we'll search and it says stop, and we'll stop returning anything. Alright, so that is what the program wants us to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and download the project. Alright, I'm going to Sublime, open it up as usual, have a look at the test and have a look at our solution for it. Alright, so the test is simple. If this is the value, AUG, we want to return that. Alright, so when we look at AUG, we'll see that's what we're supposed to return. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this and recreate this into a hash, a searchable hash. Alright, so if we have protein codons, and I'm going to do that. Copy that, put that in there. Okay, so this is going to be, these are our values. So we have key and values. So we have, now have a look here. I'm looking for a longer RNA. So we have that one over there. Okay, so let's play around with this as we always do. So I'm going to create a list of RNA like that. So my list is that, and if I want to get the first letter in this list, is as simple as getting, say, index 0, and if I want to get 0, 3 will give me the index from 0 to 3, from 3 to 6 will give me that, etc. Okay, so it just keeps going on and on. So for example, we can say give me from 6 to 9, and that gives me that. Alright, so now we know how to extract things manually. Let's see how we could do that using range. So I researched and I found, read more about range, and range basically takes in 3 values. So length will be the length of our list, and then 3. So we want to take things in 3 chunks. So you can see here it returns 0, 3, and 6. So it's skipping up 3 in 3s. Alright, so now check this out. If we say our list, and we say II, so starting from 0 and add 3, so it will return everything from 0 to 3, from 3 to 6, from etc. So there we go. Alright, so with that in mind, we could begin to solve our problem. Alright, so to begin, we are going to say for I in a range 0, and this time the length of strand, which is provided to us from line 11, in chunks of 3. And then we can say for key value in protein items, so adding items to this gives us key and value. So now key will be, yes, so if I want to search, I want to say if codon, so in this case the codon will be the strand, we'll start with II plus 3, so we'll get only 3 in the first loop. So these are all the values. So if I say codon, so this is actually codon, isn't it? Yeah, I will misspell this in places, don't worry about it. Change this to plural so it reads better. So if codon in values, okay, if the codon is found in the values, then we want to go ahead and append the key. So this is the key, okay, these are the values. Append the key into proteins. So let's make sure proteins exist as an empty list. All right, and then we want to return proteins. So we're building up proteins with a list of those keys. When I read through this here, we can see that these are all simple ones, but these ones are checking for stop, and our code will fail because you see here we have UAG, and UAG has a key stop, so it expects that you will stop at that point and you don't carry on it, you don't go any further. So I'm going to comment those ones out, so if they have stop in them, just so we can do this in 2 stages. All right, so now this is UAA, which is in stop. So what else is in stop? Is this in stop? Translate RN strands into correct. Nope, so that is not in stop. So I'm going to comment these out. All right, so let's go ahead and run our test and see what happens. Protein test, and it's all green, yay. All right, so of course it's green because we commented our code, and we'll definitely lose our jobs if we do this for real. So we cannot do this, we cannot ever comment our code, but we did that for a reason. All right, so I'm going to uncomment this. Command / by the way is what I use to comment out. So you can see our code returns stop when it should in fact return an empty list. So let's uncomment out all that code so we don't get fired. And then we want to make sure that if our key, right, is stop, we want to do a couple of things. We want to go ahead and set stopped to true. All right, and also I want to set a default stopped to false. All right, so we've got that toggle there. Now we can say if not stopped. So if stopped is true, if not stopped, if stopped is false, sorry, then go ahead and append our key to protein. So this is basically an extra check to make sure that the loop will not go ahead and append anything if it has stopped. And after days of coding, I'm still not writing Python, so I need to make sure I put colon here and here in our if statements. Write that, run that, and we have all green. All right, so that's how we solve that problem, or how I solve that problem, using range, read up on range if you need to, read up on using for in, using items, and that solved that issue. So I'm going to submit this and read how better programmers have done it and just learn more stuff anyway. Okay, so let's complete and continue and view community examples. So let's have a look at this. So this person has flattened the dictionary, so it's just 2 columns and repeated keys, repeated volume, content key values. All right, so now I have the strands. We'll go through the strands in the dictionary, and if it is one of the stopped ones, then you basically want to break it. Okay, and this is another one. Again, is a flattened dictionary. All right. Okay, so this one is slightly, slightly the same as the last one, and again, this one we have sequence. I like how everything is written within the list. I'm going to read more into that. Okay, and then we check the sequence. Alright guys, so that really is what we have done in this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson.